Welcome back to Arise News Weekend. I'm Francesca Maxime. Well, as we go deeper into our coverage of this lawsuit against Comcast, Time Warner, and civil rights groups, including activist Al Sharpton and Byron Allen's accusations, we're now joined by Sean Joel Johnson. He is an entertainment attorney who has worked at BET, VH1, MTV, and even more. Welcome, Sean. Thanks for chatting with me today. We were watching this interview that Andrew did with Byron Allen, and what was your reaction to Byron Allen's statements?
I mean, I personally think it's kind of a little bit of sour grapes. I think when you start out, the deck is actually stacked against. We didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. I think that's pretty well known. But at the same time, this merger provided an opportunity to get more black networks out there. For underserved communities. I mean, what Comcast did was they agreed to put out 10 black networks, 10 networks, 6 black networks, 2 Hispanic networks, and 2 independent networks. I think the legacy civil rights organizations were right in going to Comcast and NBCU and saying, if you want us to approve this merger, you have to give us something. I think the problem develops is that when you look at the MOU, and it's online, anybody can look it up.
The MOU is the?
Yes, Memorandum of Understanding between Comcast, and it's signed by the National Urban League, the NAACP, and National Action Network. If you go, you can read through it.
Which is Al Sharpton's group.
Yes, it's Al Sharpton's group, and anybody can read it. So you can just look online. You see what he says about it. Mm-hmm. You'll hear what I say about it, and then you can go read it for yourself and form your own opinion. But I think this was an opportunity to get in on the game and to get more black and minority networks out there. I mean, without this merger, we would not have El Rey, Aspire, Revolt.
Some people, though, say that these networks, even if they're not really black owned, they're not really black run. They're really run by other entities that are really white.
So I take, there's 2 things I think about that. The first is, I think if you went to Sean Combs or Irvin Johnson and said that network wasn't their network, I think they would have problems with it. I think the second thing is that if you look at the Memorandum of Understanding, it doesn't say 100% owned. And that's one of the crux of his case, 100% owned, not like majority owned, not predominantly owned. So he wants everything to be 100% owned, which is very hard in this day and age when we're talking about television and producing television. It's millions of dollars to get a network on the air. And a lot of people don't want to spend their own money. Now, he is in a position where he can spend his own money to do that, but not a lot of people are.
You said sour grapes. You said he wanted to get his stuff on, and they said no.
Yeah.
Meaning Byron Allen.
Yeah, he has 7 channels. So the funny thing is that when Comcast put together the MOU, they said that they would consult with an African American advisory council made up of 9 people. One of which from the 2 legacy groups and Al Sharpton's group, and the other 6 independently picked, who are going to advise them. Well, the thing about Byron Allen's networks is his networks they kind of don't really serve the African American community in the sense that, his networks are like Cars TV. Yeah, Justice Central, sure. Pets TV.
Well, it's the difference between programming that is specific to African Americans as opposed to programming that is created and owned by African Americans, I would say. What does this mean, though, for the consumer? Because in the end, aren't we the cable watchers, not the cable creators or programming, creators? What does it mean to folks at home that are paying their cable bills, that are African Americans, that are Hispanics, that are, minorities?
Well, I think it means that you're getting, with the channels that have been selected, I think it means that you're getting programming that speaks to you. So there's a difference between targeted and owned. So for me, my personal opinion, if the choice is between having a network that's about cars and pets and the justice system versus having a black family channel and a Latino channel and a multicultural music channel, I would stand over here.
Well, I would like to just say, because that is all we have time for, is that here at Arise, we're both, right? We're black owned, and we also have programming that caters to the black community, the Pan-African community, and we'll continue to try and honor that commitment to continue to serve these underserved communities, of course, that we need to talk about. That's all we have time for, Mr. Johnson. Thanks so much for joining us today on Arise News Weekend.
Well, thanks for having me.